Hello everyone, welcome back to Granny Yoga. Today we have a stillness practice called Restorative Yoga. And this is a big fan favorite down in Southern Springs where I teach yoga every week. You're gonna need a few props, either a blanket or a pillow and a chair. So gather your stuff together, get a drink of water, and I will see you back here on the mat. Welcome everyone. We're going to begin our practice. Go ahead and put your blanket or your pillow just right here at the base of your chair, and then come on down to your back. You can use your prop here to support your head. And just landing, feet planted on the mat. And taking a few deep breaths in through the nose. And sigh it out. About two more, just like that, in through the nose. Sigh it out. And every time you take that nice deep sigh, just let your body melt into the mat. We want to get nice and heavy here. Excellent. You can bring your hands down by your side just for support. And we're going to start by windshield wipering our legs. So just rocking the knees back and forth. We want to check in with our low back and hips. Notice where you feel any tightness or stiffness. And maybe just sort of start gentle and slow here, kind of working your way into your full range of motion. Today's practice is a little quieter. I have a quiet house, which I worked very hard to get. It's not easy when you have 6 children to get the house nice and quiet. So if you're retired or you're home, hopefully you have quiet space just to breathe and spiral in, focus on your practice today. Beautiful. Let's swing our knees here over to the right and just let them melt down. You'll notice this little opposite hip kind of comes up just a little. We're stretching in our low back. Big breath. Another full body breath, just like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and swing my knees over to the left. Oh, oh my. This is my old girl, Cece. She's 11. Beautiful. Let's bring our knees back up to center. And then reach those arms up over your head. If your chair is in the way, just kind of find your way up and overhead here. I'm going to take a big breath, reaching through my fingertips. Using that breath to open up the ribs and the side body. Excellent. And then swing your legs, your knees into your chest. Kind of squeeze them into your chest, lift up the tailbone, and then gently set the sacrum, that low part of your back flush to the mat. And then we're going to rock side to side. Excellent. Coming back to center, I'm going to set my feet down on the mat and stretch them out nice and long. Amazing. I'm going to reach my arms back over my head. Take a big full breath. Point, flex your toes here. Rotate through the ankles. Nice big breaths. Beautiful. Then go ahead, sweep your arms back down to your side. I'm going to take this left foot and I'm going to dial it all the way over to the corner of my mat. I'm a little long here for my set. When that left ankle comes over to the corner of the mat, I'm going to take my right foot and I'm going to cross it over. So right away, you're going to feel that nice deep stretch from your hip all the way down to your ankle. And we're going to add to this side body stretch by reaching our right arm up and overhead. Breathing into each shape that we create really is the secret sauce here. Not only do we open our body and get a stretch when we reach our arms up overhead, but then from the inside we take those big breaths and create space in our muscles, between our bones. And see if you can relax through the hips and that right leg that's crossing over here. Notice if your back is kind of tightening or tensing up in this shape, and see if you can use those breaths just to relax through the hips and the glutes. And let's take one more big breath. Amazing. I'm going to sweep that arm back down by my side, uncross my ankles, and I'm going to go ahead, bend your knees, plant your feet, and gently pull your knees into your chest. Just kind of re-straightening here. Maybe take a little rock side to side. Beautiful. Back to center. I'm going to stretch my legs back out nice and long. I'm going to take that right heel, dial it over to the corner of my mat and cross my ankles here, settling into this hip stretch on the left side. And if taking your heel over to the corner of your mat is just a little too intense, you can close that space by bringing that heel back in towards the center. But we kind of want to be at an angle here. I'm going to reach my left arm up over my head. And just breathe. Notice if you're tightening in your jaw or your face, if you're furrowing your brow, and see if you can use that next exhale just to relax through the face and the jaw. Amazing. Let's take one more big breath here. Maybe on this last big inhale, you can reach through those fingertips up overhead. And then sweep them back down to your side. Amazing. We're going to uncross my ankles, bring my feet back to center, plant them. Maybe just kind of lift the hips here and settle back down nice and flat. And then I'm going to windshield wiper my legs. Ooh, a little cramp. Let's take one more breath together. Beautiful. I'll meet you here back, front and center. So I'm gonna stretch that left leg out nice and long. Right knee is gonna come into my chest, just kind of squeeze here. Maybe put a little energy in this foot, kind of pointing the toes towards the ceiling, gently squeezing that knee into your chest. Beautiful. And I'm going to release this right foot back down to the mat. Now we're going to do a reclined tree. So my foot meets the mat, and then I'm going to snuggle the inside of my foot here anywhere along the leg. Maybe you're just down here by your calf. Maybe you're up here by your knee. It doesn't really matter. My foot is resting on the floor, and the inside of my foot is just kind of connecting to the inside of my leg. And I'm going to let this knee hang open, a little hip opener here. So reclined tree, we're going to grow our branches up and maybe reach those arms up overhead. You can take them out to a T or kind of cactus, goalpost your arms. And take that nice first long exhale to relax the lower body here, letting that hip just hang open. I'm really beginning to tap into your quiet, to your stillness. See if you can keep your mind here in your body, just being aware of those inhales and exhales. Beautiful. I'll take one more full body breath. And then I'm going to sweep my arms down by my side, and I'm just going to close this leg over and just kind of let it drape to the left here and kind of counter stretching that hip. Just excellent. Bring your knee back to center. Bring that left foot up to meet the right. And we're going to gently draw both knees into our chest. Again, just kind of lifting the tailbone off and then melting that low back down to the mat. And I'm going to stretch that right leg out nice and long and gently pull the left knee in. And again, maybe instead of just letting this foot kind of hang willy-nilly, I'm going to point my toes to the ceiling, put a little energy in here. Excellent. And then take your time. I'm going to release that left foot down to the mat and find a space. So again, maybe you're down here a little low. Maybe you reach that foot up towards your knee, and I'm going to relax, open that left knee up. Now, if you find that this hip stretch is just a little intense, because we're really depending on gravity. Gravity is bringing our stretch here in this shape. So you can always find something to kind of a little pillow or a block to prop under your knee and add a little support. But I'm just going to use my breath to relax into this shape. Let gravity do the work of opening my hip. And I'm going to find what feels right for my arms, what feels good for you, just reaching up those branches. And maybe if this doesn't work for you, the mobility in your shoulders, you can always keep your hands just right here near the body. Kind of watch in your mind as the belly rises and falls with each inhale. And let's take one more breath together. Excellent. Go ahead, sweep your arms down. You can use this left hand just to close that knee over. One more breath together. Excellent. And then everything comes to center. I'm going to plant both of my feet here and just sort of shake that hip stretch off with a couple windshield wipers. Excellent. So we're going to make a little transition here, and I really want you to take your time. There's no rush. I'm going to start just by rolling over onto my side, taking one big breath, and then gently, with love, with care, lift yourself back up into a seat. Beautiful. Notice if you feel a little lightheaded or a little dizzy here when you land, you can just drop the head, drop the shoulders, take a big breath. Excellent. Okay, friends, here's what we're gonna do. This is the money. This is the gold of a restorative practice. I'm gonna take my prop, take my pillow, I'm gonna move it back here to the opposite end of my mat. And I'm just gonna kind of scooch my hips over here a little bit close to my chair. And then I'm gonna sweep those feet around and come down to my back. Again, just take your time getting there. Maybe there's a different way that would work better for you to get your feet up on the chair. Push that out, need a little space. You can adjust your prop, your pillow to be nice and cozy underneath your head. And once you get settled here, feet on the chair, I just want you to relax through your knees. So just let the knees kind of hang open, feet are relaxed. And let's land here together with a big cleansing breath. So in through the nose and sigh it out. Letting the chest and the heart melt down towards the floor. And then we have our first yogi choice of the practice. It's not really our first. You always have choice. You have choice how you put your arms or how deeply you go into the stretch. But as we're in this feet up a chair restorative pose, maybe you want to take your arms out to a T. Again, gravity here will offer you a free shoulder opener. So not one to turn down something for free. You can reach them overhead, you can cactus them, but also maybe it feels right for you just to allow your hands to rest here on your body or down by your side. So if you need to fidget, just kind of figure out how you're feeling, what's working for you, go ahead and do that. And then once you've decided where and how you're going to place your hands, take a big breath. And settle into some stillness. Use your next exhale to relax in your low back and glutes. So sometimes we kind of clench or tighten up, we don't even realize it, and we can use those exhales to release and relax certain parts of our body. So this shape is wonderful for so many things. Oh my goodness. I practice this shape all the time, all the time. I come in here, prop my feet up on a chair. Sometimes I use that windowsill, especially after I've been working and I come home. It's a wonderful reset before I have to get in the kitchen and make dinner and bedtime, and my whole evening kind of gets going. So I love this shape as a little bit of a reset. I'm just always raving about this to the people in my community. Getting that circulation to reverse. If you have any swelling in your ankles or your knees or any back pain, this is wonderful. But even if you're feeling any kind of like emotional tension, anxiety, or you're feeling like a little high strung, this is an excellent, excellent shape to give your mental health a little bit of a reset. When we elevate our feet up above our heart, we're communicating to our nervous system, I'm okay, I'm safe, I don't need to run away from a bear or fight, that fight or flight. And just naturally brings a sense of calm, a sense of ease. If you're traveling or sitting in a car or on an airplane during the day, this is a wonderful practice at the end of a long day of sitting, just to elevate your feet up and kind of get everything to reverse, cycle in the opposite direction. Give us an opportunity to listen to our body. Checking in here in the quiet. And just noticing how you're feeling. How's your mind doing in this shape? Are you wanting to fidget around? Is your brain wandering off to think of your grocery list or your to-dos? Are you mulling or ruminating over something that's on your mind? See if you can just let that go for a minute. It will patiently wait for you, I promise. Whatever's on your mind will be there when you get back. But let's just take this opportunity to be quiet. And take those full body breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. And again, let's take our next exhale just to relax and release through the glutes, the inner thighs. Maybe your shoulders are kind of tight or tensing up. See if you can melt them into the mat. Bringing your awareness back to your face. Are you furrowing your brow? Are you clenching your jaw? And give your jaw a little slack and just rest your tongue right on the roof of the mouth. And use that nice long breath out to relax through the eyes. Let them sink into the sockets. Softening in the forehead. Noticing any sensation that you feel in your toes, your ankles, your knees. If you find that your mind wanders away from your breath, just take a nice cleansing breath. Bring yourself back here with me in the present. Nice sigh it out and returning to your practice. So quiet and stillness is really not all that easy. Some people, it's very challenging to be still, to keep the mind here. So if it's a bit of a struggle, don't worry. It's a practice. We'll come back to this over and over, and I do encourage you so much. I highly recommend. If yoga teachers had a prescription pad, this is the prescription that I would write for everyone. This is your yoga. You can do this on your couch, any time of day. Normally when I come into this posture, I'll hold it for 10-15 minutes before I transition. And let's take about 3 more full body breaths together. Take your time, filling the belly, filling the chest, and then just letting that exhale melt down. Let gravity help you. Release that breath all the way. And then one more. Beautiful. I'm going to introduce some gentle movement just by beginning to roll the wrists, maybe clenching your toes, opening up, spreading them out. Little rock through the ankles, little roll, little rock and roll. Beautiful. I'm going to stretch my legs out long here. using the edge of the chair for support, straightening through the knees, trying to keep that low back relaxed. And then I'm just going to gently draw my knees into my chest. Maybe a gentle rock, up to you. Excellent. Now, if you want, always welcome just to bring those feet back to the chair and end your practice here. You don't need to rush sitting up. You can grab the remote or somehow pause the video from where you're at if that's possible. I'm going to walk us through sitting back up, but again, just stay here if this is working for you. I don't want you to rush or miss out on what your body needs. So just gently pulling my knees into the chest. I'm gonna, again, roll over here onto my side. And a couple breaths. This is the important part of this practice. No rush, no rush, no rush. No rush in lifting your head back up over your heart. We've had our feet elevated above our heart for a few minutes. So sometimes as you lift yourself up, it's possible just to feel a little lighthearted. I hope you feel lighthearted, maybe a little lightheaded too. So as you come back to your seat, just kind of plant your feet here, grounded in the seat. And really casually, I'm just gonna connect my hands and drop my chin forward. Taking a few moments to breathe into the length of my spine, creating that space in the vertebrae. Excellent. Let's take one more inhale. One last exhale. Beautiful. So maybe from here, you just kind of want to gently make your way back to your chair. Again, no rush. Use the chair for support. I'm going to flip mine around here so I'm facing you. Woo! Well, antique. I'm just finding this nice tall spine. Let the shoulders relax back and down. Excellent. Arms are going to be nice and heavy by our side. We're going to take that last big community breath, reaching up overhead, kissing those fingers together and melting the hands right down here at heart center. I hope you feel restored, refreshed, reset. The love and light in me sees and honors the love and the light in each of you. Thank you so much for joining. Namaste.